Welcome to POS Cafe. Now, before we begin, we need to ensure we've entered all of our products into the products area in our Shopify store. The reason for this is that POS Cafe is going to take our base prices and along with our variants such as sizes, as you can see here, from Shopify before we add our product modifications. Once my products are in, I need to go to collections and enter my products in the collections I wish them to display in POS Cafe. Also remembering to pop them in the correct order that I want them to display in the POS as well. If you need more detailed instructions on how to enter both your products and your collections, you can find that in the POS Cafe knowledge base. Okay, so now let's go to the POS Cafe app. On the landing page, I can see my setup guide, but to get started, I'm going to go into Cafe Collections. This is where I'm going to tell POS Cafe which products I want to be able to modify. To get started, I click Add Collection, and I go through and choose any collections that contain the products that I want to modify in my point of sale. Please note that if there's products such as coffee beans or prepackaged food, things that I can just sell off the shelf through Shopify point of sale, I don't need to add them to POS Cafe. I'll hit Select. You'll see I also have these drag handles here, so I can reorder my collections, and this is the order in which they will appear in POS Cafe. All right, I'm going to click Save. You can see that I've got this unsynced changes box come up. It's really important whenever I make any changes here in the admin section of POS Cafe that I always sync my changes to send them through to the Shopify point of sale system. On this Cafe Collections screen, I can see the title of my collection. I can see a preview of which products are in that collection. If I click Edit, it's going to take me back to the collection page, back in my Shopify store, as you can see here. And of course, I can remove that collection from POS Cafe. If I choose, I can click on the collection, and this brings me up a list of what products exist in that collection. And again, I can edit the collection back in Shopify by clicking the Edit button. I can view any modifier sets that are already assigned to this collection. There's none at the moment, and I can go back to Shopify and edit that product itself. Okay, so let's jump in and add some modifiers. I'm going to go back to the modifiers navigation in POS Cafe, and I'm going to click Add Modifier Set. Now, I need to give my modifier set a title. I only want my customers to choose one type of milk, so I'm not going to tick Allow Multiple. And this is where I add my options for modifiers. It's really important to keep in mind that this first modifier option is always going to be the default. And at present, POS forces a selection. So make sure you pop the default option in that first position. Of course, if there are modifiers that require an extra charge, we just simply pop them in here. Okay, from this screen, I can also apply this set to the products I want it to apply to. So I'll click my products that I want to have milk with. Okay, select, and of course, press Save. Now I'm going to go back and let's add another modifier set. This time, I'm going to make it strength. I also want customers to be able to choose more than one option in here. So I'm going to click Allow Multiple. Now, as I said, we need to remember that the first modifier option is the default. So always pop your first one in there. This time I might have decaf as an option. I might have a double shot. I might have a triple shot. Oopsie. And then I might have half strength. Okay, again, I can assign it to my products directly from this screen. Select and save. Again, I can see the banner here telling me I have unsynced changes, so I must make sure that I click Sync Changes with POS. I can now go back to my Cafe collections, and in the product list, I can see the modifier sets assigned to that product. Now, if I click through to the product itself, I do have the ability to change the order of those modifier sets. So for example, I know that milk is really important, so I want to make sure that's first. If I have added extra modifier sets and I haven't assigned the products on the modifier sets page, I can add them here as well. I'll press save. Now the last thing you need to know is in the settings page, by default, there is a product search that is turned on within the POS extension in Shopify Point of Sale. If you do want to turn that off, for example, if you've only got a limited number of products, you can disable that from here too. All right, now let's learn how to use the extension in Shopify Point of Sale. To get started, we need to add the POS Cafe tile. So we tap Add Tile, App, POS Cafe, and Add. And then of course we need to save the order of those tiles. Perfect. All right, once I need to add a product that needs modification, I tap on the POS Cafe app, and I can see that up come my collections. So I can jump right in and I can see all the products in that collection. Of course, if I'm in a hurry and I know what product I'm after, I can always on this first page search for a product directly. Okay, you can see straight away that I've got my variants come up that I set up in Shopify. So there's my sizes and I hit the save button, and also my modifier sets. So I can change my milk. I can choose if I've got extras. And then I've got some custom fields. So I can pop in a name for this order and any notes that may be relevant. At that point, I can add and go to cart, or I can add and order another product from POS Cafe. So I'm going to do that. So I'm going to come back here, and this time, let's get some food. Save, and I'm going to add and go to cart. Perfect. At this point, you can see that those products have been added to the cart as custom products, and I simply check out as I normally would. And that's it. It's pretty easy to get started with POS Cafe. Let us know if you need any help.